Chapter 3. A New World. You want to do what? Sam shouted. I was thinking about adopting that little girl, Sandra said. Sandra, look, I feel bad for her too, but you can't just snatch a child away from what she's used to. She ain't our responsibility. Let the UN take care of her, Sam argued. So what? So she can be used and have her face plastered across a depressing TV ad just to get people's money? Look, I thought about this. This little girl needs a better life. And since I had a miscarriage, maybe this is God's strange way of letting me be a mother. I don't know about this. What if the polon is dormant in her and she spreads it around and it's a huge risk, Sam said. I know, but I'm willing to take this risk, said Sandra as she left back to her room. Asheeda woke up and Sandra was there. She gave her some breakfast and asked Asheeda about her life and what it was like in the village. Asheeda told her all the things about the big men fighting off lions and how famine really made things hard in Loba, telling Sandra that her mother was a witch doctor and that the gods were angry with her sorcery. When Sandra asked about the gods, Asheeda couldn't really explain it, but she knew the names. Nia, she was the god of good fortune. Adi, the god of earth. Zima, the god of rain. And Zuja, the god of fire, along with Gosha, the god of wind. All this interested Sandra, but then Sandra decided it was the right time to bring up her idea. Well, Asheeda, I wanted to ask you, how would you feel about coming with me to a new home? Sandra asked. What do you mean? Said Asheeda. I mean away from this godforsaken place. You can't stay here, sweetheart. Your mom died, and with this epidemic going on, it won't do you any good. You're just a beautiful, innocent little girl. You deserve so much better, Sandra said. Where do you live? Asheeda asked. I live in America, in a place called Massachusetts. And it's very far away from here, but it's a wonderful place. It's very accepting, a healthy place to live, great schools, and you'll have your own room in a nice big house with loving people taking care of you, Sandra said. Asheeda was a little hesitant at first, but then she started to think about her own room, and then a smile was on her face. Okay, said Asheeda as she agreed to go with Sandra to America. It was the next day, and the whole convoy went to the airport on their way back to America. Asheeda was with Sandra, and as the plane was about to take off, she took one last look at Zambia. After an 11-hour flight, the plane landed in Boston. Asheeda never saw such a huge city before, and she thought Lusaka was big. Boston was crowded, bustling, and all these big towers. And to a little girl like Asheeda, it was a huge adjustment. Finally, Sandra went back to her house on the outskirts of Boston in a town called Weston, which was like a very upper class part of town. It was almost all white, but Sandra assured Asheeda that she would be fine. When they got to Sandra's house, it was huge. It had a big swimming pool, a big yard, and trees were everywhere. It was like being in the middle of a forest. Well, here it is, my home, and your home too, Sandra said with joy. Honey, you're back, said Richard, Sandra's husband. Yes, hi, honey. Mwah. How you been? Just another day in the office. Who's this cute little girl we have here? Richard asked. And this is Asheeda. I rescued her after everybody in her village died from an epidemic, and well, I couldn't just leave her there. Come on, Asheeda, I'll show you to your bedroom. And then Sandra took Asheeda to her new room, and it was very huge. It was bigger than the huts back in Loba, and the bed was so comfy that Asheeda started to jump up and down like a happy child. But Richard wanted to have a word with Sandra. Asheeda, Mr. Richard would like to have a word with Sandra here for a minute. Don't worry, she'll be back. Why did you do this? I thought we agreed no children, said Richard. I know, but look, I just thought since the miscarriage happened that this was like a blessing for us. We can't look after her, honey. I'm busy working my ass off. Watch your mouth, Sandra interrupted. Okay, working my tail off. Opening the newest Pontiac dealership on the West End, and I'm practically never home. Plus, with your schedule, Sandra, how on earth are we going to take care of her? Look, we will make it work. But I just want to get this little girl a home. Come on, dear, we could be great parents. Then Richard ultimately agreed and let Asheeda stay. But before anything, Sandra took Asheeda to his health clinic to get her checked out for any diseases. Asheeda was kind of nervous because of all the needles and shots she had to get, but the doctor was shocked at how her body was so healthy, even after being through an epidemic. But then Asheeda noticed a mark on her arm. Miss Sandra, what's this on my arm? Oh, that could be a birthmark, nothing to be ashamed of. It was late at night, and Sandra tucked in Asheeda in her new bed. But when Asheeda went to sleep, she started to have a wild, crazy dream about Lobo. She was surrounded by all the souls from the dead villagers, and she was floating to the top, to this mountain. Then the god Zuja began to talk to her and told her a prophecy. Asheeda, you are the one, said the god Zuja. What are you talking about? You possess the power, young one. The symbols on your arm are a sign. So I'm a witch. No, you are the one that will save many people. And in time, you will recognize the powerful abilities you possess. You are the one, Asheeda. Then Asheeda woke up from her dream, then looked at the mark on her arm. She didn't know what was about to happen, but as she got older, her life would take on a whole new adventure.